Welcome to the MMA Roadshow, episode number 577. My name is John Morgan, and Cold Coffee is with me for this extra special edition LFC 47 Tusslemania pre-show podcast of the MMA Roadshow. What's going on, man?
Oh, man, I'm living it. I'm living life, loving it, man. We're getting ready to just get to see some pasties and wrestling. We're getting to see Master Ken.
Master Ken's going to be there.
We got fights on in the background. I'm just glad we got to get it together. I know some people were stressing. That's why I sent the email the other day, or the text. I was like, it's coming, folks. It's coming.
Yeah.
We ain't going to let you down.
So
somebody's super busy.
A lot. All right. So
I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not pointing fingers.
But if I was, they wouldn't be at me.
They wouldn't be at me.
No, all right, listen. All right, so a lot to get. It was funny. I was thinking about the way. So I literally am fresh off a plane. I literally flew home from Philadelphia, dropped my stuff off at home, took a quick shower, changed, came over here because we're working tonight at Lingerie Fighting Championships, and I just got back from CFFC. So we got a lot to talk about. But I was thinking about it on the way over here. Well, first of all, I'm looking behind you right now.
Yep.
UFC Winnipeg is on right now. Like, we're literally watching fights. Like, I've never participated in a live watch along or whatever, but that's kind of what we're doing right now. I've never done that before because I'm always at the events. But so I'm pretty sure this is. We've been doing this for 11 years now.
Yeah.
And if you do the math, I just realized 11 years was probably recently, right? 11 times 52,
Yeah.
520, 572, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we're a little past
that's math, man.
Bro.
You lost me already.
See what I'm saying? So we're just past the 11-year mark. I don't think we've ever done a Saturday, and definitely not
like
during
this.
an event. Maybe a Saturday somewhere along the way, but never during an event.
Not that I can remember, but there's a lot I've forgotten over the years.
Yes.
But I don't remember us ever really, doing it before. And then I feel like it was always like, oh, the fights are about to happen type thing. But it could be wrong. Maybe there's a roadshow, aficionado that has it. But, I don't think so. Crazy.
New things happening even at this point.
Even at this point.
All right, lots to talk about. So to make it clear, I will be watching UFC Winnipeg tomorrow and watching everything
nice.
back. I'll actually watch PFL back as well because I missed PFL. I was so busy. And I will apologize right off the bat that I didn't hit the normal time. Man, weeks on the road now are just I don't want to gloom and doom and can't do it. Like, I really thought, I was like, I think I can do it. I think I can figure it out here. But it just fight weeks are crazy now, man. And I love it. And I'm not. I mean, I'm loving it. It's crazy in all the right ways. It's just more responsibilities, and I enjoy the hell out of it. But we'll have to figure that out. So my apologies to you. My apologies to everybody else, because I was like, Cold Coffee. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do it at this time. And if I can't do it at this time, I'll be able to do it at this time. And then ultimately, I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't do it. And I was like, all right, well, let's just try Saturday. We'll get it done.
Saturday's good. We had to get together. All right, listen, a lot of MMA to talk about, but I've been waiting to see you. Before we get into MMA, can I share you a little crazy personal wild story? This is nuts. I don't remember what day it was, so I apologize for that, but it was this week. It was before I went out of town. I was home, and I went to run some errands or whatever, and I noticed it's kind of difficult to describe my property, my house. You've been there, so you totally understand where I get. But it's like a cul-de-sac, but not really a cul-de-sac, but basically a road kind of dead ends right in front of my house. There's no reason to be in front of my house unless you're at my house.
Yeah, yep.
I noticed I had to go around to the grocery store or whatever. There was a car parked in kind of that little cul-de-sac just sitting there. But with that said, there's a house right next to that property that's for sale. Right. So I drove by it, and I was like, probably just somebody sitting there waiting to, go
open
view
house
the house
or something. Yeah.
Boom, boom. Do my thing, come back, whatever, blah, 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 working. A couple hours later, my wife says, hey, did you see there's a car parked outside right now in front of our house? And I was like, right now? And this is several hours after I saw a car. And I'm like, I didn't notice that. I'm like, I saw a car earlier. I'm like, it's right now? She's like, yeah. She's like, in fact, it's sitting there right now. And there was another car sitting there earlier. I was like, yeah, I think I saw that other car. I was like, well, I just assume it's somebody next door, like going to view the open house or something. She was like, I don't know. And I was like, don't worry about it. She's like, I think I see things different, as you say. As a woman, I kind of try to look out for things or whatever. It doesn't seem right. And I was just like, I kind of think you're tripping a little bit. Don't worry. It's just, like I said, there's a house for sale, probably waiting for the open house, all that. All right, so we talked for a little bit, and then she kind of still doesn't seem right to me. I was like, all right, you know what? Don't worry, you're tripping. Well, I'm gonna go check the mail right now, though. By the way, while we're hanging out, because I have one of those community mail boxes a little bit down the street or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I grab my keys. I walk down the street, and I see another car like down the road. I don't know if you know where my mailbox is. It's further down the street, right? So I walk down. I see another car sitting there. Somebody's in it. Windows kind of tinted. Can't really see who's in it. And then further down the street, right next to the mailbox, I see another car.
Uh-oh.
This car has like like one of those sunshades in it, but I can see somebody's hand. So it looks like it's a parked car with a sunshade in it, but I can see somebody's hand sitting on the side right there. So I'm like, who the hell would sit in a car with a sunshade in it? So now I have 3 cars on my street that have people sitting in them, and the car's running, and they're just chilling. So I walk back, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, there's cops out there. I was like, something's going on, dude. So anyway, I was like, somebody's getting watched right now. I don't know what's going on, but somebody's getting watched. So anyway, we were kind of laughing about it. I'm like, I apologize. You were right. So then, like 30 minutes later, my wife's like, all right. She's like, I'm going to go pick up Eli at school. Like, cool. She goes to drive out of the driveway, and that car that was in front of me, a cop comes out, or it was an FBI agent, actually. Cops comes out and was like, get back in your house right now. And she was like, I need to go pick up my son. He's like, call him. Get back in your house. Like, oh, shit. So anyway, 5 minutes after that, like 9 vehicles descend. They do like a raid on a house or whatever.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they extracted something. This house ended up being 3 doors down. So my house, 2 houses down, and 1 more, 3 houses down. They go in and they raid this house. And we didn't know what was going on. But, we had to wait inside a couple hours. We called Eli, and we're like, hey, can you go home with, one of your buddies or whatever? And we took care of him, make sure he was taken care of. But anyway, bottom line is, bro, this is crazy. So we figured it out the next day because my wife, looked at the online. Somebody was doing, child porn stuff.
Shut up.
Yep. The creation of child porn 3 houses down from us, man.
Shooting stuff or just doing, online stuff?
There was, 40 charges. It was not possession. It was creation. I don't know if they were doing it right there actually in that house. I mean, I guess maybe. I don't know. But
I mean, even if they're editing stuff, you would think that would be creation.
Turns out it was somebody that had already been in jail and was getting arrested again for creation of child porn and going to jail, man. 3 houses down,
Jeez,
bro. So
Louise.
crazy story about the whole situation, but then also I guess just a reminder, keep your dude. I can't tell you. I mean, it's really crazy because there's some smaller kids and stuff that live in our neighborhood that play on that street right there.
In that neighborhood.
That play on that street right in front of that house, man. Just I don't know, like a jarring reminder of keep an eye out for what's around you and don't.
So was it a renter or an owner?
That I don't know. You know what? Good question. I'm not sure 100%. That I don't know. I'd probably have to ask my wife all that because she does a pretty good job at keeping tabs for everything.
Keeping tabs in the neighborhood.
But that was
they won't be back. But
they won't be back.
That's some fucking shit.
Isn't that crazy, man?
But yeah, it's funny. I love the fact that she's like, I don't know about this car. Like if I saw a car, the way my head works, I'd be peering out the window, keeping tabs on the dude in the car, something's up with this. But the fact that you saw the other ones, then I probably would think the same thing. That okay,
yeah. The one I was like, whatever. Yeah. And then I saw the other 2, and I walked back. I'm like, yeah, you're right. There's something going on right here. So anyway, weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a weird situation, man. And
I'm glad they got their man.
I am too. Just
that's some shit.
Sad stuff, man. Sad stuff. It's sad. That's a sickness or something, bro.
See, you got zombies and other stuff out there, and now you got child porn.
Isn't that crazy, man? 3 houses down, bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Anyway, all right, let's talk about some fun stuff now. MMA, because that is not fun stuff.
That is not fun stuff, but that is pretty wacky. That's wacky.
I wanted to share it only because A, it was weird for me to be in it, but also I don't know. It did just remind me because I am kind of disconnected sometimes, I guess, or whatever, not paying attention.
Well, especially when you're gone and then you're working a lot of times and, house, you're at home, and a lot of times you shut down the uber awareness of things around you because especially when you're on the road, you just want to shut down and not think about that stuff because your neighborhood's your home, it's whatever. You guys have street movies out at your house and other shit. The last thing you think about is somebody 3 doors down is doing that kind of shit. So I'm glad they got it.
The one thing I've tried to raise Eli with is I guess just a healthy amount of skepticism. I try to tell him I don't want him to be distrusting of the world, but I always say listen, the only people that that 100% of the time have your back is me and your mom. Period. You know what I mean? We got you 100% of the time. Everybody else, I'm not saying be distrusting. I'm not saying, because I don't want that, but I'm just never believe that somebody's got you 100%. Always be always have a little bit of skepticism in everything. I guess that's kind of goes back to if it sounds too good to be true or whatever. You know what I mean? It probably is, but I think that's the way you got to. At least I believe. Not that I'm right about everything, but at least just a little bit of skepticism.
Yeah, and it's good. I mean, because now he's getting older. Like he's not that he's out of the woods, but he's not he's not like a young kid riding his bike down the street completely unawares. Like he's on the doorstep of manhood. I saw he got an award the other day for being about math, and I heard them describing it. And I was like, he's way too smart for his own
bro. Kid is smart, man. He's learning things that aren't even in his
curriculum.
In the curriculum, just because he enjoys learning math and enjoys educating himself.
Something wrong with that boy.
I know, right? I think it's funny. We've done well, I believe. We've done well in teaching them, and
see, that's what lesson to your parents. You just have one kid, and you can spoil them, and they come out super smart. If not, then they spread all the smarts amongst all the kids.
I have to give all credit to my wife, man, because she has been so involved in everything from moment one. And that's my mom was a teacher. My stepmom was actually a teacher for a little bit too. So the two kind of females in my life that were both involved in the education industry, they both said the same thing as former teachers. They were like, listen, the biggest thing is parent involvement. Parent involvement. You can see it. The students that do well, the students that don't do well, it's parent involvement. You know what I mean? So I credit my wife for that, because obviously I've been going around watching cage fights for 20-something years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's been staying home taking care of the son. So.
Yeah, you got to love the teachers. I mean, I've been hot for teachers, but I've never really had teachers. That's about it.
All right, man. Let's get into some mixed martial arts. Real quick, CFFC 153 last night. Great. We had some great moments. It was one of those ones. We had a couple fights that were like. So there's some nights where every fight is a banger, and we had a couple fights that weren't bangers, but they were good. At the end of the day, like I'm so upset.
The heavyweights.
The heavyweights. Yeah, that wasn't great, man.
Yeah, it's hard to call a fight when the fighters themselves look like they're a little unsure of being in there as well. But I mean, it's the law of averages. I've seen some of you guys' show where there's been a lot of great fights.
Yep.
It happens with the UFC as well. Not every night is a great night of fights. You have some stinkers even at the highest level. So it is what it is. It's one of those things. But I mean, they can't always be bangers.
That's it.
They can't always be bangers.
Well, I was talking about with Jason Liederfine last night after the show was over, and I was a little bit down, and we were driving back to the hotel or whatever, and he's like, look, man, we did everything we could do. You know what I mean? It's like the matchups were right. Like they look good on paper. You know what I mean? It wasn't like we made terrible fights or we didn't like the matchups. We did, and just a couple of them didn't come out to fruition. But I'm my worst critic. I'm our worst critic. Like I want everything to be like banging perfect. I want people to tune in and be like, man, I love CFFC. This is the best. Every time I watch CFFC, it's a great show. You know what I mean? Like we pour so much. And I know how much financially we pour into it. I know how much heart we pour into it. Like the production levels. I got Dean Thomas with me, who's a great commentator. And there were a couple fights along the way that were a little bit setback. But I did have to remind myself, is like, look, if you believed in the fight on paper, if you believed it was the matchup to make, if you did everything right and it doesn't pan out, like there's nothing you can do, right? Like you put everything and you just hope for the best. So it wasn't a bad show. There were just a couple bad points along the way. But Lucas Siebert, my God, that dude looked fantastic. I
didn't think he broke a sweat.
Didn't he? Right?
That was pretty ridiculous.
I like that kid. He made his debut before. He had grappled for us before. He came in, absolutely dominated Sebastian Ruiz, got it done in half a round. As you said, looked like he didn't even break a sweat. And he's got some character to him, man. He has a little swag on him. He's got you know what I mean? Like he's got something to him. He's got something to him, and I thought he did great on the mic too, right? He was So
I didn't like when he got out of the ring. He was walking on top of the chairs, high-fiving everybody. I don't know if you saw that on the broadcast.
I didn't see that. No.
I was like, please don't
break your leg.
Please don't fall through the chair. I was like, please don't fall through the chair. I was getting anxious watching. I was like, get off the chair. And he was just so casually, hey, high five, hey, fave, just stepping over. I was like, bro, how is that chair not like flipping out under him? I was like,
That's funny. So it's really funny, right? So, the behind the scenes stuff is I really, really enjoy it, right? Like this fight was supposed to be, of course, Bilal Hassan versus Ben Coyle. Bilal Hassan gets the call to Dana White's Contender Series, so we're like, all right, dude, we've been waiting for you to get that call. Like,
he just didn't want to fight because he didn't want to risk injury or what?
Well,
because there's still some time.
There is, but if you get the call, you don't fight. Because
Yeah.
what if you get hurt? What if you lose? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you're then all of a sudden the call gets rescinded, right? So
I can see that.
Yeah, totally understand. So, all right, Bilal, man, congrats. We've been waiting for this moment for you. Great. Well, what's funny is a month ago, Sebastian Ruiz was supposed to fight Sean Mora, and the reason Sean Mora withdrew is because he got the Ultimate Fighter call,
Yep.
right? So Sean Mora last month gets the Ultimate Fighter call. We lose our main event, but it's all good. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we're here for, is to get these people up there. So we lose our main event. Then we have this fight. We lose our main event, but we're like, perfect. We'll just do Sebastian Ruiz, who was supposed to fight for the title, and Lucas Siebert, who we think is, a very, very top talent. He had been on our radar. We'll do that for an interim title fight. Well, then we start hearing that Lucas Siebert might get called to the Ultimate Fighter, and we're just like,
no.
Are you kidding me? Like, can you get this one?
So do you guys do the interim because you were just as a courtesy, so that if the show doesn't work out, he comes back and he's still holding on?
So Sean Moore is still our champ right now.
Gotcha.
And if for whatever reason he doesn't make it to the UFC or it doesn't work out, then he can come back and defend that title. You know what I mean? We're not going to strip him of the belt. Now, if he goes, then obviously the interim champ or whatever will be.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Lucas was like, and he mentioned it on his post fight. He was like, I was, ninth for the top 8, which
wow,
I want to hear more about, because there were actually 10, and I think you got some insight on this. But he said I was number 9 for 8. There's actually 10, but he was in conversations to like be an alternate, et cetera, et cetera. Ultimately, they didn't take him, but he said, look, if I was already on your radar, if I was already in your discussions, then put me on Dana White's Contender Series, which I agree as well. So that was one thing that I thought was really cool about this broadcast, was we got to announce Bilal Hassan is on Dana White's Contender Series. We got to announce that Nick Galante is on Dana White's Contender Series. Obviously, Rissa Matsuda had already been called back to Road to UFC.
She's awesome.
And Sean Moore, she's savage.
She's awesome.
And then Sean Moore.
Yeah,
of course,
I saw that video thing that you guys rolled. Thought that was pretty cool. You guys were able to get that. Yeah. I'm not sure how you did that. I thought that was pretty cool.
We might have lifted a little video from my man Cold Coffee. We appreciate the. So let's get into that. You were at the Ultimate Fighter Media Day.
Yep.
I apologize that I wasn't there to help you out with that, because I think you were running pretty much solo. I believe you interviewed the entire cast.
The entire cast, and then the coaches. And it was supposed to be an Ultimate Media Day style, which people have heard us talk about that before. So they were going to bring all the bantamweights out at the same time. They just sit in individual chairs, and then the media would just go through the room and you interview whoever you want. And it's funny because when
that's how Media Day used to be.
Yeah,
back
that's
in the
how
day.
it used to be. And it was funny because I was like, hey, that's great. It's Ultimate Media Day. I'm just going to set up my thing and get ready for the coaches. Like, I was like, there's only one guy I need to talk to, So I was like, I'm good, whatever. Then they text me back and they say, hey, there's really only going to be a couple of you, so we're going to switch it from Ultimate Media Day style back to just like the normal Media Day. And I said, well, that means you're going to bring every person up there, and then we have to talk to everybody. I was like, bro, I didn't want to talk to these people. A
lot of people.
So it turned out to be, 21 interviews if you count the 21st or whatever at some point, with being Bisping and DC, 10 bantamweights, and then the 10 strawweights? Yeah,
yep.
It's a strawweight.
So 22.
Yeah. Well, I considered them coaches, I guess. I did it at one.
Oh, did they do them at one time?
They did them at the same
I haven't
time.
seen it because I've been so
busy. They did them at the same time.
Got it.
Which is good, because they did that last year or last season when they had DC and Chael up there, and it was great because, one, their time between whatever they're doing for the show. It's a long ask to ask them to set some time aside. We're going to do this, blah 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 blah. Where you could just get them together and then they could just play off each other, and they did a really good job of playing off each other. But yeah, it turned out to be a really, really long day. We were supposed to get the coaches, or we were supposed to get the last, I think it was going to be the bantamweights, then the strawweights, and then we were supposed to get the coaches around 12-ish, 12:15. It was like a 9 o'clock check-in. By 12-something, we were still in like the first 10 of the interviews. I was like, this is going to suck. Because I was supposed to, I still did. I had told a friend that is teaching at Oklahoma University that I would drop in for a Zoom call to talk to his class and talk about. He's like, I think there could be some good work to like hear about your experience as a video producer for USA Today, blah blah. So I was like, oh yeah, cool. And it was going to be at 2:30. I was like, bro, I don't know if I'm going to be there. I was like, I feel so bad. He's like, well, if we push it back to 4, can you do it? And I was like, I think so. And it was still a stretch because I think I still got out of there by like 2:30, 2 to 2:30. But I did do it.
That's cool.
It was pretty cool. I could put guest lecturer now on my resume. That's the second university I taught a class at Ohio State, which was one of my dreams, and then Oklahoma. And then there might be I have another friend that's trying to get me to say something to their Athens.
Let's
You know, it's like let's
bro.
go, let's
I
go.
like it.
So yeah, so we did the it was a lot of interviews because obviously there's still things that you can't talk about. You know, that's been the thing the whole time. You know, where
Can't talk about what team
can't
you're
talk
on.
about what team you're on. You can't talk of fights that have already happened. You can't talk about really anything except for just the initial experience of what
They say who you
being in the
are,
house.
what your hope is.
I don't even. No, we didn't really even ask like
No.
who you bunked with, who you roomed with.
No, I'm saying like
know.
who you are, who you
Yeah.
like, where you
Yeah,
came
yeah, yeah.
from. Yeah. That's,
So we barely did anything. And ultimately, the whole reason why this thing happened was because the producers were really kind of pushing on the PR team. Can you help us out? We want to do this because part of it, there's a lot of foreign fighters, but that speak English outside of some that are like whatever. Like, in fact, Sean Moore was one of the ones that was really relying on the translator.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other Brazilian females and some of the other ones spoke broken English, but were decent enough. But the translator was there to help. But his whole thing was like, I'm here. They're speaking English. Might not be the greatest, but they're going to try. So I was like, okay, so they're like pushing this as like an exercise to help train them to make them better for the show.
Well, and I don't want to interrupt you, but I was actually kind of surprised they put Sean Moore on the show. Sean Moore is a badass. Like, we do this thing, if you watch our prelims, we do the short list. We put it on our OnlyFans page as well. It's like the top 5 athletes on the roster that I believe are ready for the call.
Yeah.
And I've had Sean Moore there forever. Like, that dude is dangerous, bro. He's got like he's from Cuba. He's got a wrestling background, but he's a sick striker as well. Like, incredibly athletic.
He's a scary looking dude too.
Scary
like,
dude.
Compared to like the other guys that I saw and talked to every other one.
Yeah.
There's something different about him,
bro. He's got
compared to
something.
the others.
He's
like
got a
there's
mean
something
streak, dude.
different.
But so he's definitely deserving. So I'm not surprised from that perspective that they cast him because he's definitely deserving. I think he deserves to be in the UFC right now. I was just surprised when they cast him because I was like,
the language barrier.
The language barrier, yeah. His
He's gonna be very isolated in the house. I mean, I'm sure there maybe is some English, and at the end of the day, even when it comes to coaching, when they're in the training room, I'm sure there's going to be guys that can help translate or whatever.
Like DC and Chael don't speak any Spanish.
Right? But being in a house, isolated with all those people, but also maybe not even having a language to be able to speak with somebody. But what tends to happen is if somebody does, those cliques start to form, where people like in the past, so they'd see like a Russian fighter will go with other Russian-speaking fighters, Spanish speakers will go with the Spanish speakers, like those sort of things will kind of play out. But it was interesting, but it felt to me like the producers were using this as almost like a training run to help make it easier during the season. Get used to the cameras, stuff like that. Because there was a couple times off to the side where I could actually see the show cameras shooting B-roll and shooting stuff off to the side, I hope they didn't pan the whole room because they'd see that nobody was there, But if anything else, they'll get some stuff. But that's how it kind of felt. I was like, okay, not only am I doing PR a favor, I felt like I was doing Pilgrim and the show a favor for having it. But something that I did find out, and I was talking with you about whether I should say about it or not, but for our listeners, that
I said to hell with it. What are they going to do?
What are they going to
do? Ban you?
So when we got the list of rosters of everybody, there were 10 bantamweights and 10 strawweights. But kind of what ended up happening a couple times, and I made notes when it happened, when people would say certain numbers that I'd have to flag to the team, I'm like, hey, I'm not sure if you guys are doing anything with this video afterwards, but so-and-so said this, so-and-so said that. And what we heard in the room when I was chatting with Alex was that right off the bat, when the coaches are picking their teams, they picked 4 and 4. 8. 2 of the competitors are gone right from the get-go, right after the picking scene. No fights, no whatever.
That's crazy.
So we did 10 interviews. 2 of them mofos, those poor bastards
are already gone. That's insane.
Are already gone.
If that's you're guessing this is the case, or you kind of assume this is the case, or
no,
this is the case?
When it came down later on, I heard the number 8. So it's definitely 2 people are cut. However, maybe the fine details of how the cut happens, but 8 kept coming up. And that was the number when some of the people would say, I'm just glad I was one of the 8, and blah, blah, blah. And so I'd make a note, and I'd tell PR, hey, so-and-so said this, this, this. If you're going to give this out, you might want to flag that part because everybody watching this thing still sees 10 competitors on
yeah.
everything, so they don't let it out that only 8 actually make it into the house.
That's crazy.
I don't think it's ever been like that before. Like, there's always been some sort of a fight or something. I don't ever remember a time when after the picking, somebody's packing their bags and going right home. Like,
all right, hold on. Okay, so if you have 10 and you take 8, you leave 2. Now listen, this is gonna sound dorky as hell, right?
have a fight to stay in the house as a wild card.
Well, yeah. So like, look, I'm a long time Survivor. I've been watching Survivor since like the beginning, bro. I'm not saying I watch every season. I've missed a lot along the way, but I tune in here and there. They got like Exile Island or wherever where they send people out or whatever. You know, like maybe there's a.
Well, we've seen people get injured and people have to go. You know, like and say that Chiesa stayed in that season. He could have easily left, and they could have brought somebody in. We've seen people have to leave before because of injuries, and they brought replacements in.
Because I'm just saying, like, if you got cut and you're out, and they ask you to come to media day, are you doing it? Because I mean, on the
you're probably contractually obligated to do that.
For
maybe
what? How much did you pay me to be here? Like,
well, I mean, I'm sure they're getting a pay fee for that day or something, or something.
I mean, on the one hand, I can see, if you're a very mature type of person, you could be like, well, this is still an opportunity for me to get in front of the media. This is a chance to tell my story. This is a chance to get my name out there.
Yep.
But on the other hand, if you're less mature and well-adjusted, I can see you being going like, F these dudes. Like, maybe they already sent me home.
Maybe the people maybe I should have paid attention. Maybe the ones that they were filming were the ones that are already gone, and they just want to put that in the package when they get let go. And he's like, or something.
Wow.
But yeah, I can't ever remember a time. So that I thought that was
so a little
interesting.
intrigue right there. A little intrigue.
A little something right there from the get-go. And I did, because it was funny, because at one point during Daniel and Bisping were on fire. I thought their camaraderie, you can definitely tell they've been working together for so long. So they were at ease, jabbing each other. It was honestly very, very fun conversation. But I know at one point, I think DC said that Bisping stole one of his guys, so there must have been a guy that he really wanted to. But I remember because at the point, and then I think that was when Bisping was like, how much are we able to say? I was like, well, don't tell us who you picked or whatever. And then they kind of got back in, and that's when he said it, and I hadn't heard it before he did. So even though I put something on my tweet, I got to credit Mike for saying it. He's the one that said, because when I looked and saw that they were saying that the Ultimate Fighter was going to start on the same day as UFC Freedom 250, their show, the Freedom 250, is going to roll straight into the preview. And I don't know if that's actually been out there or said, but according,
you just said it was on the same day, but we didn't know exactly what.
So supposedly it's gonna roll right in, and adding an extra fight probably doesn't help. However, but honestly, it's on the same network, so they can control when it comes out.
Yep.
But it's supposed to, I think they're hoping that they carry all that carryover to have an incredible premiere on that thing right there. So I'm sure they're going to say stuff, and I think as it gets closer, I'm sure they'll say it out loud. But that was one thing that we found out as well, and I thought that was kind of cool that Bisping was able to kind of say it, and, because there were producers in the back at the time, because you could see him every once in a while. They were like, can I say this? Or blah, blah, blah. And they were talking about because I asked them about the coaches challenge and some of the other stuff. And they were talking, Bisping was like, don't do anything with the ball. I can't catch anything because dude can't fucking see. And he was like, he was saying something to the producers in the back, like, yeah, no catching shit or whatever.
I have no depth perception. He's only got one eye.
So I thought that was pretty cool, the producers there. But I mean, it was a long day. It was 21 interviews if you count the two coaches as one.
Yeah.
But there's some good, like even Bisping and Cormier, and they will talk up the game. They're company guys, but when you look at some of the numbers of some of the fighters, and when you look at like Sean Moore, but they're on the women's side as well.
Good.
Like there's some really good candidates for this season.
It's
sick. There's some sick ones. Like there's some really, really good ones. So I mean, like when they were talking up the season, I'm actually kind of excited to see some of the fights. Granted, when I watch The Ultimate Fighter, I'm bad. Like I love the fight. I'll turn the fight. I fast forward a lot of shit. I don't watch a lot of the crazy drama in the house. Not that I expected this season, but I think it is always interesting when you have guys and girls living in the same house. It's different. So the energy in the house is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit weird. I don't expect to see any hookup scenes.
But it's just
any weird shit. But there's just different energy.
Yeah.
It's one thing when you got like big dudes and little dudes, and everybody kind of does their thing, and everybody kind of just really gets a little wild. I think most of these fighters, I think, are professional enough to know that this is a good opportunity. I'm not going to fuck it up by doing something ridiculous in the house that I get kicked out.
Right.
Maybe that's not the best TV, knowing that this is a reality TV, but maybe they kind of keep it a little bit more buttoned up because there are, females in the house, and maybe the dudes will keep it together. Maybe they're not just walking around with their junk out, as, I don't know, fighters maybe do. I don't know. And vice versa. Maybe the ladies won't go around with the girls out, because there's a bunch of dudes that have been away from their spouses in there. But the characters that we talked about, I'm kind of excited, and because the fighters look good, but they actually they were sharp. You could already tell the ones that have already sort of been coached up. A lot of the questions are getting repeated back into the answer, like all this stuff. I was like, these people are already, you could tell they've been, looking in front of a camera and other stuff, and a lot of them are current champs in other organizations. Yep. So I'm like, dude, this is legit. It's going to be a good season, I think.
They had a good roster of athletes, and I mean, I watch everything, I always do, but I am interested by this season just because, again, and you referenced it, you said Pilgrim, Craig Piligian, Hall of Famer, that's his film studio. They're the one that's taking care of everything. They handle everything, but I will be interested. Does Paramount have some input? Because again, I really think this partnership is a good thing, where it's not just a sports broadcasting company, like it's a movie studio, it's a TV studio, like this is what they do. Because I think the promos have been really nice. I was actually talking to Dean Thomas, because Dean is doing 2 different shows on Paramount Plus.
Wow.
He's doing, I don't know if you've seen it or not, Deep Waters is this.
Oh, yeah.
So he's doing that one. He's hosting that one every Monday, live show. They're doing that. And then there was another one. I didn't even know he was a part of it, because I didn't see this one yet because it was busy. But I think it's On the Road with Chael Sonnen.
Okay.
But Dean is actually the host of On the Road with Chael Sonnen, which he was kind of like, I mean, I was like, Dean, I didn't even know you were doing that. I was like, I haven't seen that one yet. I mean, they just had their debut episode in Miami, so we were just, shooting the shit last night before the show or whatever. And I was like, I didn't realize you were doing that. I was like, well, I have to watch it now. Not that I wouldn't watch it with Chael, but it was kind of funny. But even he was talking about, he's like, bro, I'm like, how is it so far? And he's like, bro, these people are so invested. Like, whereas at ESPN, not that they weren't invested, but there's a million things going on, and they got, we're just one piece of whatever. They're like a priority, you know what I mean, at Paramount. And he's like, we feel it, man. Like, everybody's super, super invested. So maybe we'll see, if that bleeds into. I see you looking over your shoulder there. This card is full of violence, bro. Like, I can't wait to go back and watch this. I've been seeing little highlights of violence.
Because you got this view of the TV behind me, and I was looking back, and I was like, oh shit. Because I knew Bazooka was fighting in that fight, and I was like, oh shit, so he lost. So I've been checking Tapology, because I have Slack open up. So the team that's actually working tonight's event is pinging, and I see these things keep popping up. I was like, oh, there must be something happening. And apparently violence is what's happening.
Yeah, literally over your shoulder has been vicious knockouts, nasty submissions. But it's been, we've been on a nice little run here. So good stuff.
Well, we'll get some of that tonight at LFC as well.
Should we break down every matchup at Tusslemania? Should we? No.
It's funny because that's right. Because I remember this name is different. Because when I printed out the notes for the show, the Tunnel of Love is from LFC 46, but I didn't fix it. But Tusslemania is, you're right, it is called Tusslemania. I should actually probably
that would be a reference to WrestleMania, of course, that's going on in town as well.
Oh, yes, it is.
All right, listen, we're going to keep this one relatively short today. Again, it's a weird Saturday episode, and it's kind of weird. We can't really talk about fights that are literally happening as we watch them.
Yeah, and I kind of want to get this out see if we can get this out before we go. I don't know, it's still kind of pushing it because we do need to go over there. Yeah. So it probably still will come out after we go.
We'll get it done. Come on, cold coffee. We're talking about. We'll knock this out.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to talk about.
I want to talk about real quick. I got one thing I want to talk about. Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
I love Ronda Rousey. I have been the biggest Ronda Rousey fan from the beginning. Again, story well told. I watched her as an amateur, and I'm like, oh my god. I was like, if there's anybody that can at least compete with Cyborg, it's this girl right here. Like, she's going to be amazing, blah, blah. Never thought she'd be in the UFC because there were no women in the UFC. But I'm like, this girl's special. You need to be watching her. And then, obviously, she goes on to do what she's done. It was amazing. My mom is a huge fan. My mom got a passport for the first time in her life so that she could fly to Brazil
to
and watch Ronda Rousey compete. I mean,
that's pretty cool.
I've been a Ronda Rousey defender. And I'm still, like, to this day, I've always said, like, I didn't like the way her career ended, but she doesn't owe us anything, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm prefacing everything I'm going to say
Uh-oh.
by saying I am a Ronda Rousey homer day and through and
Yeah, you
through.
are.
But bro, calling out Kayla,
Oh,
I don't like it.
well,
I
it's not
don't
like she's
like
gonna.
it.
It's not like she's gonna talk a fight, but I mean, I think. Well, a lot of it was because she was in response to what Kayla was saying to her. I mean, for Ron to be up there, speaking or whatever, and I know in one of the recent references, and somebody says, what do you think about Kayla saying that you're irrelevant? She's got to say something back. She can't just be like,
That's
okay,
true.
like whatever. I mean, like, because in one aspect, we've heard Kayla praise Ron and what those guys did, but yes, I mean, if somebody asks like what these fights and what is happening right now, they are relevant to what is going on in MMA right now. But still, you can't expect that Ronda, especially on a press tour, isn't going to take that up and be like, okay, I got to say something back, because we know at the end of the day, if that was ever a fight that was going
That's
to
true.
happen, Ronda would get smashed.
Yes.
It's not even.
Did you see Kayla's? Oh, it was great. I mean, I was busy, obviously, like,
Yeah.
super, but Kayla, I think it was the next morning after that big press conference.
Yeah.
I wish I had the exact tweet, but it was basically like, "Let's fight, then." Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, that was it. It was
Yeah.
then, not then. I love that. It was just
Yeah.
like, "Let's fight, then." You got a problem? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Because if
Because
that
at the end of
fight
the day,
happened, that
you
wouldn't
want
be
to
a
fight,
fight.
we can fight. You
That
want to
would
fight,
be-
we can happen.
Yep.
Like you're out here taking an MMA fight, so it's not like you're done. And it's just interesting, the way that Ronda is talking, like, and I wonder because like she said in the one presser, she's like she's gonna do this and then she wants to go have more babies. But then she makes it sound like she's going to be a promoter for MVP and try to like want to build this. So I'm like, wait, is she talking about fighting again, or is she talking about just trying to build up this thing? And that might be what she's trying to do when she's talking about the future, is just trying to stay involved with growing this MVP thing. But yeah, I mean, we know how that fight would go. But I mean, I didn't think anything against the fact that she responded to somebody telling her relevant, but the way that she was posturing up and was really blah 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 blah, I'm just like, it is what it is. I mean, I didn't think anything about it because at that point when you're up on the stage and she was trying to sell whatever. It was fun. But I mean, I thought she did it for not for showmanship and like to not have done it for a while. For me, I was kind of like, whoa, look, Ronda still got a little something something in there. Like it wasn't like like Gina. Gina's been very cordial, very polite. Haven't heard anything that would remotely be close to trying to talk shit or like really sort of hype up. Just very, very polite. That easily could have came from Ronda's side for everything. But the fact that she wanted to play like, okay, I felt like we were seeing that WWE come back a little bit.
Yep.
So I wasn't anything about it except for the fact I was like, good, she responded to the thing. But we all know it's just all fucking talk. It's all whatever, because that would never be a fight that would happen unless it was just for some pay. But we all know how it would happen, and Ronda doesn't want to. I mean, she's going to do like Jake and the other ones do. If she ever did fight again, she's going to pick a fight that is a winnable fight for her.
It's not going to be
Kayla's
number
not
one in
a
the
winnable
world.
fight.
No.
Like that time it has come. I mean, like she had a chance to fight the number ones when she was still in the game, and that didn't go well.
Yeah.
Like Kayla would go even worse. I mean,
for anybody that doesn't know, let's not even talk about skill evaluation. Like, let's literally just say they're the exact same fighter. They're not. I know they come from the same background, and obviously judo. Judo was the background for both of them. Kayla's accomplishments were much higher, but let's
say even that had levels that it's not quite the same.
But let's say that they're on the same level.
Yep.
Kayla is huge.
Yes.
Way bigger than Ronda. Like
Ronda is in good shape right now.
Yeah,
she
she's
looks
lean,
incredible.
very lean.
She looks incredible, and like both her and Gina look incredible, but it's a different.
Does it hurt at all that they're so nice to each other? Like, don't you want a little bit of? I mean, it's a fight.
I mean, well, because and that kind of even got asked to Gina too. Like, like you're very cordial. You're this and this, and she's like, paraphrasing, that can happen. But once you get in the cage, I mean, they were elite athletes at the top of their game in there. They understand what it's like to switch back. I have no doubts that they can't switch back into that mode. They just haven't had to do it for a while.
Right.
They might not have the physicality and the range of motion to do all the stuff that they used to. But in terms of can they switch it on and be aggressive and angry and want to hurt the other person. Will they have mercy in their heart? Probably not, but maybe so.
Yep.
I bring up mercy because everybody's talking about Yuri
Of course.
and how all the other stuff.
Bizarre.
But no, I have no problem. I don't. But again, I mean, I think it's the same for you. I don't need to see anger and hate to enjoy a fight and expect that it's going to be good.
Yep.
But I think both of them, when they get in there, I don't see Ronda pulling back punches, and I don't see Gina pulling punches. I think at the end of the day, both of them would like to get the win. And I think both of them are going to try to get the win. I don't think one's going to take it easy on the other just because they've been nice to each other or whatever, or they have respect. Because at the end of the day, I mean, this is a payday, and this could set up a potential another payday. So I think they're going to try. And
I don't mean I don't mean the actual performances. I just mean, I guess, like, does it negatively impact the promotion of it, or do the casuals get less excited? Because I
don't think people are looking at Gina for her shit talking, and how much she's bringing on that. Ronda, on the other side, I think people want to see that. People just want to see Gina. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're right. That's fair.
But maybe. I mean, Gina's she's got a quick tongue too. We've seen it in the past. I mean, I think there's the potential, but I mean, I think most people that are tuned to watch that fight don't care if Gina ever talks shit.
It's a weird reality, man. Like, for Kayla to say, like, hey, this fight is meaningless. It is meaningless, but so was Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and that did 100 million viewers. You know what I mean? Like, it is meaningless, but it's also, you want to tune in and watch it. So it's like, it's two different lanes. You know what I mean? Like, one is determining who the best fighters on the planet are. The other is just like, who just wants to tune in and watch something and be entertained?
Yep.
And
in the sense of, if it's building MVP as a legit, again, or just to show another example of them being able to put an exciting fight together and presenting material that people want to tune into, it isn't meaningless, because then now it's like, hey, we've done it in boxing. Now we can do it in MMA. So in that sense, it's good for them, because they're like, hey, here's another good thing that we can do. That if you have the right money. And Ronda said, I think the lowest contract is like $40,000 or something like that. So people are going to get paid, So, I mean, yes, in terms of when people say, hey, the fighters that are fighting the UFC are the best in the world. So when somebody's fighting to say they're the best in the world, anything outside of it is kind of meaningless. But they're not saying this. This is Ron and Gina not trying to say we're fighting to show we're the best, whatever. They're just trying to say we're going to put on a fun fight that people want to see, and we're going to make bank. And
I don't know why this popped in my head. Maybe it's the lack of sleep. Maybe it's the whiskey. I'm not sure.
Could be.
But I remember when I was a little kid, and I don't know if this was on your radar or not. When I was a little kid, there was a video game, Jordan versus Bird. Did that ever cross your path? A little basketball, that Jordan versus Bird 1-on-1. Terrible graphics. Bro. Yeah. But I played the hell out of the game. Yeah. But I don't know why this popped in my head. If right now Netflix was like, dude, you know what we're doing next Saturday? Jordan and Bird are playing 1-on-1. I tune in.
Of
bro,
course.
I'm watching. But, does that have any impact whatsoever on who the best basketball player in the world is right now?
No.
And I think that's how you have to look at it, right? You know what I mean? Like, these are two totally, they don't even really need to cross-mingle and cross-pollinate. It's totally different things.
It seems like everybody else on the other side is trying to cross them over.
Yeah.
These not these two particular fighters. They're not trying to say this. They're like, hey, we're just going out, making some money, and putting on a fight that people want to see.
I'm looking
Call
forward
it
to
what it is.
All right, listen, we're up against it. We got to go. Lingerie Fighting Championship awaits. Best gig on the planet. I mean, I've got a lot of good jobs, to be honest with you, but this is fun. Me and you have had this one for a while, and it's a blast. So we're gonna go have a little fun, and I'm sorry. We've got hard work to do.
It is hard work.
We've got very, very hard work
Somebody's
to do.
got to do
So
it.
apologize that we're a little late. Appreciate everybody that was patient. Appreciate everybody that's still checking it out. I look forward to catching up on these UFC Winnipeg fights, because it's been a bunch of knocked out and submitted people in the background over your shoulder.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and watch it tomorrow.
I'm definitely watching it all. And I got to get caught up. I saw J.J. Wilson had like a super – I like J.J. Wilson. He had like a super fast win. I haven't seen that card yet either. So I'm going to catch up on that. No disrespect to R. Kelly, but I like J.J. a lot. So anyway, we'll catch up on all that, and we'll catch up on all. And we'll talk next week. Appreciate everybody. Thanks for listening.